All right. Good afternoon, or morning, or whatever it is. I am here, and I've been watching these videos on these reptilians. They say that they are. Yeah, my art studio is always like this, but say these reptilians made deals with powerful people around the world. It's all over YouTube. What do you guys think? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't even really like snakes, so I don't like the idea of this. I really don't. But I got my little sketching. It's a dark sketching. I'm in a dark mood today, my folks. Sometimes you always can't be in a good, happy mode. Sometimes you just want to draw something dark. Skulls are fun. It's from Painting Valley. I'm looking at some of these. I kind of like the way this one is. So I'm going to try to practice my skulls up here and wait for your guys' opinions on the reptilians. Right. Right. It has horns. That's what really kind of intrigued me. Oh, hi, Poja. How are you? I've been up since I was off watching these YouTube videos about people that I guess the high officials. I'm drawing a skull today. But these high officials that make pacts with these reptilians. I guess they're the billionaires. I don't know. What do you feel about it? Because if these things really exist, these reptilians, I don't know. They look creepy. And if they're controlling things, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I mean, I know they say not everything you see is real, but I don't know. Oh, I just started it. I got a horn. It's a sketch with a. It's a skull with two horns. It's kind of a dark sketch, but we can't always sketch things that are happy. Life is not all about roses all the time. Plus, if you could do a skull, you could do a person, and I'm trying to do this baby with a like a Halloween scene with a baby. And the best way I'm going to get this baby is to be able to do the more skulls. So that's where I'm at. Alright, well, this horn is just going to be a little bit longer than the other. But yeah, as soon as I get this a little bit more dimensionalized, I will surely show you because I really want to draw this baby. And I haven't drawn a skull in a while. And this was how I was able to do some Lilith, so I'm going to shade out this. But I'm doing tarot cards reading still, Poja. What does S feel about me right now? Yeah, I could do that for you. Alright, turn it. Joa? I think it's Joa. Hello, Joa. How you doing? How's your day going? I'm drawing skulls to draw a baby. This is what I've down to, but I did text my lawyer. She's going to get my dad's ashes for me. She's going to go to the VA so I can get my whatever money I have at the VA for my dad. She's going to give me the car keys. Oh, your name's John. Okay. Yeah, she's going to get me not the car keys. She's going to give me the house keys so I can get my dad's other remains. And then sell the house because my stepsister's stupid husband don't want to get me these items. How am I supposed to bury my dad without ashes? And he didn't even want to be burned. So, but I told her, I told the lawyer I just can't stand to talk to Vincenzo anymore. So she said she will deal with him. What I say? God bless that. All right, Poja. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I got you are in. He's in a blue moon. And this is talking about impossible things and all that. It's kind of like the vibe you get when you're in love type thing. And then he's surrounded by a disseminating moon and a new moon Sagittarius. And the descending moon is that just tells you to relax and not worry about things, breathe out. He's anxious. I like to call this the anxious card where you think things aren't going to work out, but they are. And then and then the new moon Sagittarius is always luck. I do feel that he likes you a lot and he doesn't think that you like him. That's what I'm getting on this one. So I do feel, Poja, that this one likes you. His energy field is too, I don't know, it's too where he's worried about feelings and stuff to not like you. So I'm picking up a lot of liking there. So I wouldn't worry about it. And John, okay. I wish I knew more than English, but I don't. I tried. I took Spanish, I took German, I took all these languages, and all I could do is study all the forms of English and some Scottish, and that's where I got in my life. So, and I don't know if I was to talk to somebody that was Puerto Rican or from Spain or something, I don't think I still would there. Oh, you're welcome, Poja, and I appreciate all your support and being a friend of humanity and Chong and loving dogs because this is about dogs. I do this because Chong can't do tarot card readings to get us subscriptions. And Chong can't draw. All he could do is walk around and be a superstar. That's all he could do. And he does that very well. He used to watch Pup Academy. I don't know if you guys knew that. I used to have him watching that all the time when he was 2 months old when I rescued him. And then he just thought it was normal that dogs were actors. So this is why I get such good footage when I'm down the park because he goes around in a circle and does everything like Pup Academy. So this is why my dog thinks he's a superstar, and he is. That's why I made him his own YouTube channel. Because out of everybody, he's the better looking one. He's the cutest. And he's the reason why we're here. So I just want everyone to know this that we do support animals because that's why I tape all of my dog walks. Because I'm a dog walker. And I'm a writer and I like to do dog movies. So I try to put that in our content as much as I can because I just love doing dog movies. I love animal movies. If I had 5 dogs that watched Pup Academy, they'd all be doing all kinds of stuff. Maybe in the future. Who knows? And let me see what other question you can ask Savine Mila. Anything you want, you could ask, as long as you're friends of humanity and you go and you help an animal in need and just do good things. If you see a stray dog walking by, and I've been watching these sad dog stories and I cry, especially when they're in German Shepherds and stuff. And it's heartbreaking what they do to big dogs. People beat them, the ribs are showing, they cut their ears. It's terrible, terrible what they do to them. You see a dog or you see some animals in need, help them, please, because they got spirits, they got feelings, they're in pain just like you're in pain. And it's only human to care. So that's why I'm here. That's why I come on this camera. It's for my dog and for everybody every animal like him that needed help. I mean, it was a big, long road at 2 months adopting a dog that was sick, that was full of worms, but we did it. Me and Sean got through it, and I would never take him back for anything in the world. Everybody told me he's sick. Why do you want a sick dog? And I said, I don't care. He's a dog and he deserves a good life. And that's what we got to think about. If you have a nice, comfy home and stuff, if you can't take him in your home, at least get him out of a bad situation. And my dream one day is to have a nice animal shelter. So I do. I'm not even up here to get money for myself. I'm just up here to maybe eventually help future animals like my dog because they all need it. People are cruel. I watch these videos with the animal rescuers and police, subscribe to all of them. I subscribe to all of them. I see a sad dog story and animal rescuers, I just press subscribe and like immediately. These guys spend their whole entire lives saving kittens and dogs, and some of these dog owners, they won't even give up their dog after they've abused them and they got gashes and stuff, and they still want their dogs. For what? You're not going to feed them and you're going to beat them. I mean, nobody wants to live like that. And these poor animals, they don't have a voice. I mean, it's terrible. It really is. And I feel for every single one of them. I was reading a story yesterday, and somebody put scalding water on a dog, and it was a lady's dog in the neighborhood. And when she got her dog, she brought an emergency room, and then they found out who it was, and the guy ended up selling the house and leaving, and then he ended up going to jail or something. And then it got resold, and it just shows you the cruelty and where people mentally are not at. So I'm just urging you guys, please. If it's within your scope, save an animal or at least call. If you know that some crazy person is beating their dog or what are doing crazy things and they got a gun or crazy things, just call the police if it comes to that. Because if you're in the United States of America and you call the police, I know that they will go there and they got animal cruelty laws. I don't know about other countries. I really don't. So I just know about where I live. But even in that case, maybe just try to see what you can do. But don't put yourself at harm. That's why they have all these animal groups going around. I know that they just talk to them. Sometimes they buy the animals, even if they're older. They do try because they get money from YouTube and they have all their little extra money. So they're able to take airplane rides and stuff to places. And I feel we lose a piece of our soul when we hurt God's creations, because we are God's creations and we're just deliberately hurt another one of God's creations. Being one of God's creations, it probably breaks God's heart every day. He probably is up in heaven like, oh my God, why? I would. It's heartbreaking. And I watch these because I like to know what's going on in the world. Let's see here. Mystic Road. I like that. I like this. That's a nice. I like that. Oh, that one. Mystic Road. That is a very good nickname. I call these nicknames. All right, you want to know Doug's energy towards you. All right, Doug is in a disseminating mood, and this just talks about relax, where the spirits are. So he's where the spirits want him to take time and breathe out. He's very anxious. He's nervous. He's overthinking. He really is. And he's surrounded by a blue moon and a new moon in Sagittarius. Look at that. And the blue moon just talks about believing in impossible things that he didn't think would happen. Which in this case I'm picking up is a life partner. And then he had a new moon Sagittarius, and that's always about luck. I'm picking up that he feels like you could be a potential life partner because men, I've noticed that they they're not like they used to be when I was younger. Men used to be kind of, I want to say they used to be pigs. They always what had the upper hand, and they got paid less. Women always got paid less than men and all this stuff. But men, it's equaled out to where sometimes women have the more upper hand. So men could be, I want to say they're very romantic and they're very equal. It's more equal opportunity now. I mean, I was raised when it wasn't, and you always had to go to college because the guys always made more money and they were more dominant over women. And I was always the one that said hell to the no. And I turned down a lot of rich men when I was younger because I was not dealing with being controlled. I was not. I told him I'd rather eat peanut butter and jelly before I was controlled by a man. And that is. Oh, you just did yours, Mystic Road. Yeah, that was your reading. He is. He wants you to be. He thinks of you as a potential soulmate. That's where Doug is at. So I got yours already done. All right, Savina. Savannah D. All right, I think Doug. Where was Doug at? I thought Doug had a question. All right, Doug. I think this is here. Yeah, Doug. What does Danelia feel about me? All right. I think it's Doug. Or no, John. Never mind. Okay. All right. All right, John. I'm sorry. I see lots of names when you're up here live streaming. I see names I've never seen in my life, and I gotta acquaint myself with the names around the world. That could be a hard thing to do. All right, this lady that you're wondering about, Danelia, I think, she is in the full moon in Leo. And this is talking about pride. She's considering if she if she should or shouldn't be with you because she doesn't know if she should hold out for someone else. That's what this whole full moon in Leo thing is. People have an ego, they get pride, they think possibly they could do better, and yada yada yada. That's kind of how that goes with the full moon in Leo people. Because Leos are very arrogant and it always represents pride. And then she is surrounded by a full moon of Pisces. And this means spirits want her to balance spiritual and practical. She kind of got her head in the stars. And then there's a waning moon. And this is talking about releasing negative things that could take down a positive outcome. Which I'm thinking is thinking that possibly she can get someone else. And the spirits want her to step back and see kind of what's around her and what the other paths lead to. But sometimes the grass isn't greener, Jen. It really isn't. So, oh, you're not annoying. John, I am a STNA. I work in medical. I I get cussed out every day. I tell you, 80 to 100-year-olds can be some of the worst people on the planet. They will cuss you out for no reason and then be nice to you. So these things don't bother me. You are not annoying at all. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're doing well. I hope this lady finds you for what you're worth, because money does not is should not be your main goal in a relationship, and it shouldn't be, because people that have a lot of money that sometimes have that egotistical attitude, they come on nice, but they wear masks, and when they wear those masks they could be really rude. They could be doing stuff, that you didn't think they would do. So I mean, I would let her just kind of figure it out. Maybe she'll just come by and she'll just let her think things through. I get it. I've been there. I've been there where I thought everything was horrible and I just had to wait it out. And sometimes they come, sometimes they don't come. Heartbreak and waiting, it is some of the hardest things. That's why women always get a gallon of ice cream and they watch some movies and move and try to move on with their life at times. It's rough. I get it. But I think she'll come back, John. You just gotta let her fall or figure it out. But I would I mean, talk to her, but don't act too needy. Because if you act too needy, she's just gonna think that if she is trying to explore other options, that you're a doormat. You don't want to be a doormat. Doormats are not good because if you're a doormat, they say, "Oh, I could go be with this person, and then I'll come back to you." You don't want that. So, and then they don't respect you. And then if you have a relationship without respect, it's not good. You got to have respect in a relationship. And there has to be boundaries, equal partnership. There's a lot of stuff to a healthy relationship. I studied it in psychology. There's a lot. And that's one of the main major things. So, but yeah, you are not annoying. I have literally having an 80-year-old plot your death is scary. And sometimes they're like, you think they would be not strong, but these people could beat the hell out of you. Sometimes I don't know what it is. People get older and they can get nasty. And this is the environment I work in for 3 days. This is why my mind is like goes to mush in 3 days because of these people. But they don't want me to leave. The residents want me to stay forever. They drive me insane. But what are you gonna do? I think that's my calling, to be around the crazy. I just hope when I get that old, I don't get that crazy. I'm trying to take fish oil so I don't be like them. Oh, Karan. Oh, well, thank you. Well, you don't synthesize souls. I'm doing a skull with horns today. You'll really like this one. They all can't be Disney. Sometimes I go dark. I feel that we all have a dark side. Sometimes you gotta draw it out. Why not? We all do. What are you going to do when you're protecting things? I come from a military family. You're gonna protect, and sometimes when you protect, sometimes people gotta die. It's part of life. This is, my dad was a soldier. All right, you want to know what's coming with you in a few days? I feel you have a crisis, Karan. I feel your crisis from over here. I wish I could get to India and help you, but I'm trying to buy a car and get to my dad's house sold, so I could barely get to work without my brother, so I can't get to you in India. Alright, you are in a new moon. This talks about a new start. That's where your central energy is, Karan. Then you're surrounded by new moon in Cancer and new moon in Aries. And this talks about safety with your family, which is good, and just safety in general. It's just saying you're safe. So that's good. At least you're safe for 3 days. And then you got this new moon in Aries, which talks about taking action. I feel like there's something that has been going on in your life and you haven't addressed it with somebody. And maybe in a subtle way, you can address this with the person, but when I do this, interrogate them, Karan. Interrogate them with just kind of making them not think that you are asking, but try to extract information. People in the military do it all the time. Extraction is the best method. And try when you extract things from people, Karan, especially this person that's bothering you, which is coming up on my reading. When you do, watch the way they look at you. Now everybody knows if you don't look in this, if you they will like look in your eyes, but it's how they look in your eyes, and if they're changing the subject and not giving you direct answers. You need to get direct answers from whomever is causing financial things in your life and trying to sabotage you. And this is how you do it to weed out the person. I do this all the time. People that don't like when you do sabotage, but you know what? Maybe they shouldn't be shitheads. That's the way I look at it. I do it all the time at work. I do it all the time at home. I don't let nobody tell me what to do. I don't like anyone that lies. And interrogation is very easy. And either be the prey, that's the way of nature, or I'm making these devil horns this way. But either be the prey or you become the prey. And it's better to be the prey. That's what I would do. Because you got a lot of bad people. See, I'm taking these horns on the bottom and I just like crisscrossed them. So you want to put emphasis on these horns. And then I got this really cool skull that looks kind of like he wants to. I don't know. It looks like it could be from Motorcycle Club. Okay, synthesize. I'm glad you're a fan of my dark drawings. because they can get pretty dark sometimes. Sometimes things pass through me that always aren't good, and for some reason it doesn't bother me. All right, you want to know, synthesized souls, if you have a soulmate in Bulgaria. I'm doing a research, and that's the country with the higher probability of a soulmate. Wow. I've never known anybody that did soulmate research. That piques my interest. I mean, I just figured if the if this if fate wanted me to have someone, I did, but that's kind of cool that you do this research. Bulgaria. You must have lots of money to go around searching for the soulmate. I hope you save it or live your best life. I mean, I know you can't die with your money, so I hope you're living your best life. And I do hope you find this person. Well, let's see about the soulmate issue here. Alright. As for the Bulgaria soulmate research, the dead people are saying your energy there is in a new moon. This talks about new starts. I am picking up there is a lady that could be a potential in Bulgaria. And then that's surrounded by a new moon in Aries, and Aries is always about taking action. Then you got a full moon in Sagittarius, and this talks about looking at a bigger picture. I feel that you got more than one soulmate, and we all do. We all have more than one soulmate. There's a there you could have, I don't know, you could usually most people got three, but you could, if one soulmate kind of does something that, I don't know, that you can't really go back on and it's not your fault, they always give you another one. Some people get nine. Their soulmates run in threes for your research. The universal number is three. It always goes by prime meridian numbers, synthesized soul. So you have three. I feel that since you went through in your lifetime more than three, and some situations weren't very subtle and things changed in the timeline, you have six now. So I do feel you have a couple over there. Maybe when you're shopping, after living in hermit mode for 8 years, now I'm in search for the one. Hey, I mean, eventually everybody needs someone. They really do. I mean, for me, I'm one of those people that the universe literally had to find a person for me and put them at my front door because I'm the one that's happy being a hermit. But there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, Netherlands too. I've never been to Netherlands. Maybe one day if I get to be a big YouTuber, I'll go to Netherlands. I don't know. I've heard the fun things about there. And I don't know. I'd have to go to India too because we got Quran and a bunch of people in India. It seems like I get a lot of people from there. But Netherlands, I've heard fun things about. I really have. I mean, all this stuff about just everybody and high officials being a reptile on YouTube is, I don't know, it's terrifying. I don't even like things without fur. To think that all these powerful people are talking to reptiles, I hope that's just a hoax on YouTube because wow. They're all over. I mean, I've seen these videos. I watch everybody's videos to see what's going on because I'm nosy as hell. I really am. I like to know. All right, cherry blossom. I actually drew cherry blossoms. I like that. All right, you want to know what's coming towards you in love this year for long-term stable relationship. All right. I'll get you to Savina or Savania. All right. Let's see here. I'm trying to get better at questions. I really am. I'm just one of these starving artists that think about what I'm feeling about drawing for the day. So, all right. Cherry Blossom with you here, and you want 4 months. So, Savina, you're going to be next. Okay, thank you for putting that in twice. So, I appreciate that. All right. Anyways, Cherry Blossom, your love sector, I like to call it, is in New Moon in Leo. And this talks about having confidence. It's pretty much saying you have no confidence and people kind of see it and you double guess yourself. Like, pretty much low self esteem. And if you want to find somebody, usually men, or anybody, they always go towards the person that, has a stronger aura. When you doubt yourself and everything, your aura gets really weak, and sometimes you can't attract the right people. You just attract people that are out to dominate you. But if you have a dominating aura, they usually subconsciously go the other way. And if you're protected and you have a weak aura, you will find nobody. This is what the universe does to their chosen ones. The ones that just do horrible things that aren't protected, they just sometimes get the people that dominate them. But have a little more confidence in yourself. Maybe just put a little makeup on and go outside and start doing stuff to make yourself feel better. And generally, get your confidence up, and the right person will come towards you. But you also are surrounded by a new moon in Pisces and a balsamic moon. New moon in Pisces just is about meditating, contemplating, just thinking about kind of how you are going to construct your life. Because you got to get yourself together before you go and you pair up with someone else. That's just life. You got to figure out what you want, what makes you happy, and work on yourself. And just relax and let things come to you. Then a balsamic moon you got surrounding you, and this just talks about healing. I'm picking up that you got one of these bubbles around you. And when you have this bubble around you, when you have low energy, you're not going to get anybody because they're protecting you from bad people. It's not bad, or it's not a horrible thing to have a bubble. Positive people get a bubble around there. And when you have a bubble, nothing negative comes to you. And and negative things get redirected from you when you have this bubble. I like to call it the white bubble. And that's what you have. So maybe just relax and be glad you're protected and try to just think about what you want to do with your life. And I think that that's going to come to you. You live there. My ex was a soulmate, but another soulmate is showing up there. You probably got a lot. I have God, I think I have like 9 soulmates. I'm just done. If me and if me and the third husband don't work out, I'm done. I don't care what soulmate is anywhere. I'm done. Yeah, I mean that's where I'm at with this. But yeah, you probably have a lot synthesized souls. You probably probably do, honestly. So, all right, Savannah, you want to know what to expect the next 4 months. But yeah, these soulmates, once the bad things happen and somehow it's just a bad choice, you might have a bubble too. I'm picking up that you got a protection around you too, synthesized souls. So these bubbles are good and they could be bad because to have a bubble means you get protected so much you're always isolated. I think I have a lightweight have a bubble around me, laugh out loud, because every time I try to get a hold of somebody and they're going to put me in a bad situation, somehow I go nowhere and I'm home. And then I find out all these random bad events happen. You're welcome. Oh, I will. I'm hanging in there waiting for my dad's house to be sold so I can get a damn car and move on with my life. I'm just hoping this gets done so I can bury my dad. I got a military. I want to bury his ashes in a military cemetery. He was honorary veteran. He had 10,000 kills in Vietnam, and I want to say a lot of it was. I want to say a bunch of them was with his hands. My dad could kill you and break your neck with his hands. My dad was had a warrior soul. That's probably where I get my warrior attitude from. He was a top soldier. He was in there since Oh, yeah, we're getting there. At least this lawyer will argue with my stepsister's husband. And the crazy thing is, you'd think he would be more empathetic. His wife died in that stupid house, and then after that, his son went to Iraq and committed suicide in that house. So you had three in the past. See, now you got another three. These I've noticed when I died a couple times and stuff. There's always numbers. I see numbers when I die. So did I get yours? Let's expect in 4 months, Savannah. I think I did, didn't I? But yeah, when I died, I seen a universe of numbers like Einstein. And everything runs in logarithms of prime numbers of 1 and 3. And soulmates always run in threes. So if you have one soulmate that you're happy with, there's always two others you could have been with. Then after that cycle's done, you get three more. So it's every cycle there's three. This is why I don't worry about love. I don't worry about any of this because I already know that the universe is going to recycle three more. It's insane. That's what happens. Like three people get recycled for you. I don't understand why, but that's just the way the universe does things. I don't argue with the universe. The universe does what it does. And I'm just grateful when it does happen when it likes me enough to do throw me a bone once in a while, which the universe did. Threw me a bone, gave me a decent damn lawyer. I do. The Stephanie Fire tag picked up on that. Oh, well, thank you. I gotta do something to keep my mind sane. I do this because the old people terrorize me, synthesized souls. They terrorize me to no end. I love them. I buy them stuff. But sometimes when you work in a nursing home, the caregiver, it's like the caregiver becomes their family member. It's weird. I mean, the family members come in with all their terrorist demands, but these are the people that don't come visit them. And I don't think they fully realize it. If you guys have any family in a nursing home, please visit them. They want to get some makeup, give it to them. Because this is what I did. I buy extra makeup because obviously there's no filters here on YouTube. I wish there was, but there's not. But this is what I do. I got makeup for one resident because obviously I didn't want to poke her eyes out like the Christmas Story, so I got her eyeshadow. Family does not get it to her. Son lives way far out. When he does come, he buys food, but he don't. He put her in a nursing home that was out of state. What's the sense in that? I don't. I don't get it. Feel me? I don't. I just don't get how people find this appropriate. Put them in a nursing home next to you. You do. You got three more. That's the key. Everybody always. I mean, when you die, these spirits show you lots of things. It's always the universe and numbers. It always is about numbers. And births are going threes too, synthesized souls. If one person was born, two more. And if you don't see two more that was born, that means somebody aborted them. And if you abort a life, I don't believe in sin. I don't. It's just if you abort a life, the thing is a lot of times the ones you aborted do come back. That's why it's good not to have an abortion, but sometimes you kind of have to. So in one of these universes, there's multi-universes also synthesized souls. I've seen them. And it is true what Stephen Hawking said because I seen them when I died. When I died, I seen all the different, it's random circumstance. That's what they run on. And you have, for one moment, it's like you step into, if you could see through the, because there's always the abyss is always there. Even I see the abyss every day, like I'm always half in the abyss all the time. And you see it. In another lifetime, you're going to have a lot of kids. That's why some people have 5, 6 kids, because in one lifetime they may have lost some children. So I got this so far. I'm getting this skull down pat. And in one timeline you had maybe one and lost 3. In another timeline you could have 6 kids. So I figure I've had like 3 miscarriages, so in another universe I probably got 5 kids. That's how this goes. I mean, your one moment you live, there's other versions of yourself. And I promise you there's other versions of yourself. I've seen them. I've seen them when I died. That's why I don't even worry about this stuff anymore like I used to. But I did not see reptilian people in the abyss. I seen demons, which they really can't bother you. If you conquered your own demons, the abyss is not that scary. It really, really isn't. People seem to think it is, but it's not. It's, you got to be very spiritually aware of who you are and who you call on. I call on my mother, and I'm lucky because she's such a big influencer in that universe. She was a witch, so I'm lucky in that sense. All I do is call on my mom, and my mom is right there when I die, and I'm good. The demons walk right past me. My mom would kick their ass. So But yeah, because you got to worry about when you walk through the abyss. If you're walking through alone, who you pissed off along the way. I mean, that's a scary time. It really is. I know that what the more harm you did to people. See, I'm taking these lines up here and I'm adding all of these and just shading nicely. See, there we got one horn. That's how you can make one horn look really cool. But but yeah, that was my trip to the abyss. I did see some badass demons, but my mom, she's pretty badass herself, so I call on her. But sometimes you could call on good things when you go there. It depends. Depends on what kind of soul you are. And this is what we really need to focus on in life, friends. It's not all this stuff that life throws at you, like am I gonna get this washing machine or that washing machine? You need to focus on the here and now and how you're going to figure out things before things go bad and you end up dying and you don't have a game plan. Dying is a game plan. It really is. It's who you helped along the way and just different things. All right, I'm going to put these because I just feel like these would look good down here. I'm going to put these lines in. I want this to be like almost like a Viking style. The skull. All right, got that. The horns are very important. I feel horns are important. All right, you're in the IT field and applied for software jobs. Well, I get one of them. I can see the energy field on that for you. We'll see what's going on. IT field's hot. Is a very hot field. That's a good job. It's very competitive though. You got to deal with a lot of people. I'm not that good at dealing with regular people, just hostile elderly people that I end up buying stuff for. Laugh out loud. Not normal people like you. I'm not a he. What is it? A sheesh? A sheesh. Well, I'll call you a sheesh. That's how I can pronounce it. But yeah, I don't deal with normal people. I deal with hostile old people. So I hope you do get the job and don't have one of these hostile jobs like I have. All right. All right. You got in your financial reading, you got a wanting moon. That's the whole energy, like the regular source or the main energy. And this just talks about releasing like anxiety and doubts and stuff like that, which is good because that's a good sign. And then you got new moon in Cancer, and this is a safety card. A safety card generally means a positive outcome. So, and then you got South Node, and this just talks about not letting past regrets hold you back or past tension or anything from the past because the past, the future. But yeah, you got if you're only looking for one and you got three, I'm picking up that you're gonna get one of the three. That's the one. I don't know. I think that's just for a surprise for you. But there are three random possibilities here, and you are going to get one of them. But I can't tell you exactly one. They want sometimes the universe likes to surprise you, but you will get one of them. So hopefully they're all good. So, all right. All right, XYZ. I like that. It's nice and basic. Oh, you're welcome. I hope everything works out for you. I'll pray for you because we all need to support each other in this lifetime to try to move on to the next because this life is sometimes life is very unpredictable. So, all right, you want to know you want your a love reading. So I'll do a love reading for you, XYZ. All right. All right. You have all right, your energy is in a full moon in Taurus. And this just talks about having your dreams and what is here and now. This it's just like building a plan type thing, you know what I mean? That's your central love field. And a full moon in Taurus just means look at all your possibilities, strategize it if you know you have to maybe possibly get a better job, to get married, and get your finances right, or see if you have time for relationship type thing. Which is good. It does that. That's very positive. And then you got a gibbous moon. Gibbous moon is always talking about being close to a goal. I do see somebody coming. I honestly see somebody. She has long dark hair. That's what I'm picking up. Long dark hair, and she's not super skinny, but she's kind of slender, but healthy. And then a full moon in Aries. And this just talks about taking action. Maybe just getting yourself together and kind of watching for the signs. So I do see somebody coming for you, XYZ. I do. All right. I think I got every question. If I didn't get a question, just go ahead and put it in. Just go ahead and put it in again. Because sometimes it's. All right. You're welcome. I'll pray for you. I know that I feel that you have a lot of love in your soul and it would complete you. So I'll pray for you over here. No, they never send past people. I mean, for you to get a past person XYZ, you would have to seek it out. Love cycles go in threes, and it's always three more possibilities all the time. That's how this happens. So, and sometimes it's good to start out fresh. Don't always kind of look, I don't know, badly upon something that you already didn't have. Maybe new fresh meat might be good for you. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. So, but yeah, this person is going to be new. And it's probably for the best because you need a new start. I feel that you've been through a lot. I feel anguish in your soul. So, and there's really nothing wrong with a soul of anguish. It just means that you've been through things. I've been through lots of things, and it makes you stronger. It's kind of like that one song, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." Alright, now I'm starting to sculpt the head here. Alright. I'm gonna get these eyes. Eyes are always the biggest pain in the ass, I will tell you that. They really truly are. Alright. And I think I messed up here. I really kind of wanted this here. Alright. I'm gonna have to erase some of that. I kind of liked how this did this. I gotta do that baby soon and get that out of the way. Because it was so cute, it was next to a little pumpkin. And I gotta get really good at doing skulls or something here to be able to do a baby face. Because babies are hard. So, this is where I'm at. I'm not trying to move on. I know I'll meet new people, but I know how to allow people into my life again. Like lost I'm trusted. Oh, anyways, thank you. Oh, well, thank you. It's just what I see. That's just what I see. But, yeah. I mean, it is a hard lesson to learn. It means you're a strong soul. It means you're very strong and there's nothing wrong. Strength, misery breeds strength. I've been through a lot in my life. Being 51, dealing with a bunch of crazy in my life, I've bred a lot of strength. I really, truly have. That's why I'm down to drawing. Alright, I'm starting the little teeth down here now. This is why I do all this drawing, because sometimes that's what you're down to. I get you. I really get you, and I get how sometimes you can get to that point. I feel you. I'm the same way. I truly, truly am. See, I want this guy's supposed to be sinister looking. And I do appreciate that you like the readings. I do. I very will appreciate that. I don't think the one lady that wanted to be subservient to somebody liked my readings, but I always try to be truthful. Okay, this skull has all kinds of crazy teeth going on. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to do the teeth first and then move on to the other. Alright. This comes down and out this way. Here, let me get this here. There we go. Alright. That. And then down here. I gotta get the teeth just like this. This drawing is. It could be a tattoo, this drawing. This would probably be a cool tattoo for a Hell's Angels. Or maybe those Mongols. I feel it would. It'd have to be a warrior type person. Alright, now where it goes down like that. And then you go down over here. Like that. I love doing these different designs. Alright. Alright, where did these teeth start? Okay. Okay, this was okay. So this is where it's good to have an eraser. I happen to have many today. Oh, yes, I like to be blunt honest. I lost 3 subscribers because of blunt honesty. And I believe if it's not the truth, don't live in it. Even if you lose subscribers, it doesn't matter. I'm just here to live my best life. I like hanging with all you guys, and I like Stephanie. I think she's cool. I really do. I enjoy Stephanie's demeanor. I really do. Okay, right here is where this tooth starts. It has to look kind of. I thought it looked sinister. This is a sinister drawing. Sometimes every drawing is happy. What else you can do in life? Let's get this down this way. I don't know. It kind of almost looks Native American. And then we got that, and then these come up. Yeah, it almost reminds me of a Native American sketch. Sometimes their sketches are they're spiritual, but they look pretty wicked, these Native American ones. They got some of the coolest sketches, especially of eagles. I have some friends that are Native American. I have a friend that's Native American, and I have deep, mad respect. I actually have Native American in me. Oh, I don't care. I'm just living my best life. I've only been doing this for 2 years. That's it. I can't right now. I don't have money collective souls to get my book published because I'm waiting on this house to be sold and a bunch of stuff because I'm paying for it. I'm not I'm not dealing with all this nonsense. With all these people wanting to own this and that, you got to give a percentage. That's cookie talk. They can literally just they could just go away and do what they need to do and leave me alone because they're not getting that out of me. Not at all. Because I'm not doing it. But yeah, I've only been doing this 2 years. But yeah, you want to send me a drawing? I don't care. I don't know how you could on YouTube. I barely even know how to do other stuff on YouTube. So, all right. I'm just kind of having fun with this at this point. It's not. It doesn't look exactly like the stock drawing I was looking at to get an idea of my placement, but that's okay. This is just going to be a spiritual drawing. King of the Wands. I love it. Of course you can. Are you a Harry Potter fan, Devin? Love it. King of the Wands. You guys have like the best names. I mean, I don't know. I'm always with my dog, so I gotta connect this here, or it just doesn't make sense. So we're just connecting that there. If this thing doesn't connect at all, then it's just gonna look like shit. But yeah, you can ask, but I'm gonna be blunt honest with you, Devin. I'm not candy coating anything. I'm not that kind of tarot card reader. I never did with my kids. I tell everybody else not to candy coat things with me. I don't I live in truth. I don't live in lies. But yeah, if you want to know the truth, I will answer your question because I am not the most sensitive soul, Devin. I have lived through spiritual warfare more than I want to say most people. So, oh, the boxer. All right. How you been? Have you been busy boxing and that's why I haven't heard from you? I'm just joking. Yeah, I've been praying for you, Devin, that you don't get a head concussion because I know George Foreman and all these professional boxers over here in America, they get all these injuries and a lot of them get head concussions and all that and blunt trauma to their brain and they could die or sometimes they have just problems where they have memory loss and stuff. So, and I know that, as a boxer, that's your profession, but I think I'm just speaking medically. I'm just spitting my medical truths at you because I worry about you getting head trauma and stuff like that because it's not fun to have to go to a nursing home and stuff. That's all. Okay. Oh, you got a new love. Look at that. Well, I hope you're protecting your head while you're doing all of this love thing going on in your life, Mr. Devon. I really do because unless you get married to one of these ladies, when you get blunt enough head trauma, someone has to spend your money because you're going to be in medical treatment. So protect your head as much as you can. Okay, make my life a little bit better. All right, let me get you a deck here. Yeah, I'm only telling you this as a friend. I'd like to see you walking around with your right mind without all these bad injuries that was going on in all the sports in America and how all these players and boxers suffered from all kinds of stuff. I don't want you to have bad health. So, and I've heard that from a lot of rich residents. They said if you don't have your health, you don't have nothing. And I believe this from rich people. All right, you got a third quarter moon, Devin, on this. And this talks about adjustments. This girl, for it to work out, you're going to have to make it. There's going to have to be adjustments on her end more than yours. I'm picking up because you're in the entertainment business. She's not. So that's the thing. So she's going to have to make some adjustments. And then there's a full moon in Cancer. And this just talks about a personal issue she has, which is interesting. Let me deep down more into this personal issue. Then there's a full moon in Leo she's got going on. And this is about pride getting in her way. She puts you on a pedestal. I'm picking this up. But then she has a personal issue. There's a there's another man that she doesn't mention. And she has feelings for this other man too. So, which, we all have. I got feelings for two of my ex husbands, but you guys gotta just. She needs to get through this, and she has to let this other person completely go before she could fully give herself to you. But she doesn't want to tell you because you're famous and good looking. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, but yeah, maybe just be careful and just be mindful and don't put your 100% in this one until you see more progress. But don't pretend you know anything either. Just interrogate her. I think I gave someone else that advice. I interrogate everybody, Devin, but interrogate her. Try to find out what's going on in her life. Just a lot of different things. Oh, you're welcome. I've always got your back, David. Chog the dog is wants you to be healthy and everything else. Well, we appreciate you over here, me and my dog. I think my dog appreciates everybody, even if you're not famous. My dog thinks he's famous. I was telling everybody earlier, Devin, my dog used to watch Pup Academy from Disney. I don't know if you watched that at all. When he was 2 months old, and my dog thinks he's a movie star. When he sees these videos, I put these videos out for my dog. Yeah, I'm going to ask as many questions as you want. But I put these videos out for my dog because my dog watches himself on YouTube. And my dog gets excited. And I don't actually have to superimpose any of that. That's just what my dog likes doing because he watched Pup Academy and it's that all those pups, they're always talking. So he learned language and he learned how to be a movie star. So my dog literally thinks he's famous. So if you see that, and when you see like the dog walks when he's walking a certain way and stuff, I do not. That's his natural thing because he watches dog movies. My dog's half German Shepherd. He's very, very intelligent. Very intelligent. My dog probably thinks he's as famous as you. My dog might think he's more famous than you. Laugh out loud. His ego is crazy. I know everybody loves my dog, but yeah, he has an ego problem, and I guess it's okay to have an ego problem if you're a dog. He deserves everything because people are just not nice to dogs. But yeah, play on your question. I just figured I'd tell you that because I don't think I ever told you. That's why I do all these dog movies because my dog has a bigger ego than anybody on this planet, and I'm okay with it. He was a rescue, and he's my dog is living his best life, and I let him be the superstar. All right, so what's the outcome between us? Do you see us having feelings for me? Yeah, I can go look that up for you. See, I'm putting the little eyes in now. This is what I'm down to after dealing with all these lawyers. Skulls. And hopefully this house gets sold. I get some money and I can get my damn book published and I can start putting the link over here for Amazon. As this is what I want to do. Is start doing that, and maybe if I get enough people to buy my book, then I can I'm gonna probably get another computer. I have to get a Windows 11. This is good enough for streaming, but not nothing else. So And then I, watch all of the YouTube videos about all these reptiles being, I don't know. They had Eli Musk with this reptilian thing. I don't know. I don't think it's real. YouTube has a lot of stuff. I like to filter through what's going on because I'm curious as hell. So, all right, you got for the outcome as a cardinal moon. And this talks about being bold and making first moves, but a cardinal moon also could just mean about making moves. It doesn't have to be first. It's just about making moves also. Then a mutable moon, we got on that one, and that's nothing set in stone. Because she does love you. She just has to figure out if the other person from her past is somebody she's going to hang on to or let go. And then she got a waxing crescent moon. And this just tells her to have faith in her dreams. I feel that she's worried that you're not going to like her. And I do sense that there's feelings. She has strong feelings for you, but she has to let her feelings for the other person go. And sometimes that just happens once you get together and you start dating for a while and you fall in love. So I feel that there's going to be a relationship, and she's going to care about you, but it kind of depends on, I guess, how you treat the situation. I would I would just kind of let things just kind of progress and see if you like her, and if it's gonna be the one, you gotta share your money, Devin. And then there might be babies. And then if you got babies with that person, then you really don't have an easy out. Because as I feel your energy, you're not this kind of person that's gonna leave. So just be careful and make sure this is something that you would like. I'm putting some detail in here so you can get depth on this. But yeah, that's what I would do. But there is feelings, but maybe meditate on it. Meditation is great, and it really is. That's what I would try to maybe start doing. And just see, and I would just call to the light because you're more of a light soul. Even though you do your boxing and you're a warrior, does not mean you're not a light soul. There's a lot of things from the light that are fighting souls. So that's what I would do. Ask the light for guidance too. The light will give you guidance and let you know if there's a baby coming. All right. Oh, Aman, how you doing? I'm doing good. I decided I wanted to draw a baby, so I'm down to drawing skulls because if you could draw a skull, you could draw a face, and I feel like I need more practice. So I want to do this baby that's dressed up with Halloween thing for when they're getting candy in a costume, but I need to really get better with my details in a face. And if you can draw a skull, you could draw a human face. Sometimes I like to get my practice in with the skulls for that reason. And it really does work them on. It does. Alright. I'm just sculpting my nose as I'm finally getting somewhere with this skull. Sometimes these take a minute. And if you do a couple skulls and then you do your and then you go ahead and get your face drawing done, it usually ends up better. Okay, this is really cool. It's a little knife. Alright, and then this is darker. Because with these faces you have to have, there has to be mad looking details. Alright, I'm just doing light shading around here just to show that this is a sword going down. Gotta be very careful at this point. There we go. Very careful. Yeah, that's the baby. The baby's going to be next, and I'll be able to get the details of a baby after this. And so people do like my skulls. Because when you do skulls of mine, you got to have dimension. Just like in here, I got to make dimension so it looks three-dimensional. Faces are always three-dimensional. And it makes sense. If you do a human skull, you're getting the features down and you're practicing three-dimensional at the same time. And then you're practicing eyes, the way the eyes are set, and all kinds of stuff. Because that's why I'm shading in just these two areas, so it has depth. You don't want things that don't have depth. That's the thing. That literally is the thing. And right here, I got to shade in this area because this here is supposed to be where it's more like a three-dimensional look. And just to practice shading, you have to get your shading down pat good. You really do. Shading is so important in drawing. I can't really say it enough how important shading is. That's how damn important it is. You can always do extra shading. I mean, if you're looking at where another artist kind of did the ley lines for certain kind of, for certain drawings. Because certain drawings, honestly, they're just like outlines. Like certain things always have a certain outline, so, and that's okay. But you switch it up in your own kind of way as you kind of do that. All right. All right. I'm gonna start light doing doing this really light and just shading these teeth this way. Because shading is, like I said, your most challenging thing, and then just doing that little bit of shading there looks better. I'm going to ask two questions. Yeah, you can ask whatever you want, Amon. I'm just over here trying to shade my skull here to try to draw this baby. Alright, you stood up for yourself, and I handled them face to face with respect. Good! Was it a fight or just a verbal type of thing? I mean, it's okay if it was a fight. I mean, you're allowed to defend yourself if there wasn't. But yeah, I'm glad. I always defend myself. People just don't like to. They don't like to mention my name unless they got full details, as I get nasty. They were fighting last online meeting. Okay, you're their client. Oh yeah, you know what? Me and you going through similar things. I'm dealing with lawyers, and they're the most cold-hearted people on this damn planet. I have two lawyers fighting. I get it. I had to let them know exactly what was going on and how I wanted my dad's ashes, and you got to put these people in their place. I'm glad you did. Because you absolutely have to do this with some people. I'm glad you did it. I'm glad I'm rubbing off on you. I really am. I'm trying to get the glare, this little white, there's a little white in the eye of this. So I'm making this darker and doing this up here. Eyes are so damn important. And this is what I need to practice. This is absolutely what I need to practice is eyes because this baby is so damn cute and I got to get the baby's eyes perfect when I do it. I do. I think the baby might be harder than a regular adult picture, so alright, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna look to see your question now. Alright. How did the consultant find me in the meeting today? They used to take me for granted. Oh, you want to know about the whole situation? Okay. I don't know. Do you think this looks like this is good shading? I'm trying to get that eye set. This baby has a lot of shading in there, and this little girl has a lot of shading in her face. The only thing I could think of was practicing on a damn skull to get the result. You like it? All right. Maybe I'll be ready for the baby after this. Because I got to get this baby. The baby's so damn cute. I do my best faces when I practice with a skull. I couldn't tell you why. That's what happens. All right, let's see that whole situation. Yeah, there's a lot of times people fighting. If you were the one just breaking it up and things like that, I don't see it having a bad result on you. When my lawyers were fighting, I got nasty with them because it is what it is. If you're their client, they shouldn't be fighting about and everything. They should be helping you, obviously. I don't know what's wrong with people these days. Come on, I do not. Alright. That whole energy field is in a new moon in Pisces. And this just talks about meditating and reflection. That's where the whole center energy is in. And pretty much that signifies that after all of that happened, they just thought about what they did type thing. And they centered themselves and stuff like that. And then there's a new moon in Leo that's surrounding them. And this just talks about confidence. But a new moon in Leo also means that they had a little ego. It always represents ego. These guys were just getting big on themselves and they didn't want to admit they were wrong. This is what a new moon in Leo also can mean, the opposite one. Then a gibbous moon is surrounding that situation. And let's talk about close to achieving a goal. So your little conflict thing and standing up for yourself made them want to hurry up and get things done. That's what I'm picking up. And they're not taking you for the fool no more. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Put it in your place. I had to put two lawyers in their place. I refused to sign for that damn house. It was about a month. I had to have a month of no signing and no contact before I had two lawyers that decided they were gonna act like adults. And these people make mad money. Mad money. And they're going to sit there and bother with poor little me. That's what I don't get. But that's people for you, man. You got to put them in your place. That's your money. That's your time. You're their client, and they shouldn't be treating you like that. You need them. They don't need you. Some of these people think you need them, and you absolutely do not. You really, really don't. But people like that like to think that you need them. Oh yes, they're humble. Oh yeah, I was. They thought I was gonna hurry up, sign for this house, not having ashes and all kinds of stuff. They found out. They we have a sign. We have a saying. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it, but they say you fuck around and find out. That's what they. That's what everyone says here in America. But yeah, they did that. They found out. I got nasty, and then they told me they're going to get my dad's ass. The one lawyer is going to get my dad's ashes for me herself and bring them to her office on top of everything else. And she's going to talk, and get me spare keys of the house so I can get my dad's personal, just a couple, like a box of his personal stuff. But yeah, I get it. I feel like I've been through a damn battle when they could have been selling this house a month ago, but they found out, and sometimes that's what you got to do. Because people want to be in like that, they're power junkies. They want to be in control, and you got to show them you're in control. And sometimes to do that, you got to get a little nasty, because they will get nasty with you. And why sit there and be their doormat? It's I don't. I used to be people's doormat. I'm on a lot of times. Yeah, you can ask me another question, Coach. I don't care. I used to when I was younger. I was everyone's doormat, and I was always that nice little girl that was everyone's doormat, and I stopped. I can't. I can't no more because it was hurting my soul letting everybody steal my energy. My ex-husband did it to me. He would just constantly I would try to bargain with him and do stuff, and he was constantly belittling me. Couldn't do it. I had to get rid of him. I mean, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Alright. Now, this shading, I got these lines going this way and that way. This gives it like a circular effect. If you take the lines and then go one way and the other way. Oh, yeah. That. I think lawyers have the worst ego than anybody. I had to literally call my dad's guardian, get information, and blackmail them. That's how deep it got. And I didn't even say that I was going to sign. I just said I wanted my dad's ashes, and my older son has a baby on the way. And God bless him, he's been helping me with everything. He really has. And I just told her my son has a baby on the way, and he doesn't want to be dealing with this anymore. So I had it. I was done. Done. And now everybody's on my team because nothing was getting signed so that because sometimes you got to think of yourself. You got to think of the situation in your life that needs attention. There's sometimes details in your life that's always going to need attention. I mean, that's life. We always have things that need our attention. So yeah, I don't think I got to rub this too much. I think I got the eyes done perfectly. I'm just going to really light shade in here. Extremely light. I might be ready for the baby. Maybe I'll do the baby next. I'll take me a little break and find the baby drawing. I think if I was able to do the details in this, I could do the details with the baby. Alright, we'll make this more dominant here. Alright. What are the chances of me getting a new job opportunity? I could do your job sector for you. I wish you could come work with me at the nursing home. That would be nice. Wouldn't have to worry about being short staffed and I could work with friends instead of a-holes. I've been there over 10 years and every time I get tired of everything and tell them I'm going to give me 2 weeks to get my life together, somehow more money appears. Somehow the residents say, "Are you really going to leave?" And these are the people that like to torment me. Laugh out loud. They want to bitch about you, these residents. I think it's because they think we're their kids. Honestly. I'm pretty sure that's the reason. They always go, "You're really not going to leave us, are you?" They give you the guilt trip, these residents. They honestly do. Then I always give in because I'm a softie. He goes, "No, I'm not going to leave you." So now, this October will be 11 years at that place. I don't think I'm ever leaving that place. I think I'm going to retire there the way it looks. Alright, I'm just strengthening these horns. Sometimes it's really nice to have a good skull sketching. I think people don't invest enough time in making skulls these days. Alright, we got that horns. See, just reinforcing those horns nice too. I think I'm gonna just in the background. I'm not even gonna, I think I'm just gonna put gray in the background. Oh, well, I don't know about divine guidance, so I'll give you whatever guidance I have. I don't know how divine I am, but I'll give you the help that I can, friend. You got the deities, you got God, you got all kinds of good things up there that are way more informative than me. I just talk to dead people. But I will do what I can for you. Let's just put it that way. I do what I can for people. But there's always somebody that could do a little more for you in life. That's how that works. Alright, Poja. Let me get your. Here is your financial reading for your job. The energy there is in a new moon in Scorpio. And this talks about working through fears. So obviously you're scared you're not going to get a job, you're not going to get your bills paid. So that's where that whole energy field lies. Then you got full moon in Libra. And this talks about a win-win outcome. So, and then a full moon in Libra, this also means there will be a good positive outcome. So, yes, with the universe, that you are going to have a new job opportunity. And then there's a waning moon, and this is in there because you're nervous and you have high anxiety, and the spirits want you to just kind of relax and just try to relax yourself, because and stress is not good for you. It's more, a waning moon is more of a stress card. So I do see a job opportunity. I do. You are going to have one, and what I do see is it's going to be a random one that kind of comes by that you were like, oh damn, how did this happen? It's going to be one of those things. So, all right, what kind of guidance field do you want? Do you want love, financial? I mean, there's all kinds of different kind of fields you can have. So, there's lots of sectors in your life. Tell me what kind of guidance you want. But study. So you want school guidance, like how your school life's going. I'm taking it. You're in college or something, and picking up some kind of study like that. Okay, gotcha. All right, let me get a school one done for you, and then I'll have that so I can shade the background in with that color. All right. I haven't done a nice skull for a while. I'm very excited how it turned out. It's kind of doing well. I think this skull was better than the other skulls I did. Maybe I'm ready for that baby for the next live stream. I've done people with hair and stuff with baby's hair. And babies doing a baby face is rough. For any sketch artist, it's a rough ass sketch. All right, you got. All right, you got a new moon. That your whole educational field. We'll just say that. This talks about a new start. I feel things are going very well, and possible job opportunities come in from all the schooling you've been at. That's what I'm picking up. Then you got, and your whole school field is surrounded by a new moon in Gemini. And this talks about communication, getting out there, starting to, I don't know, put out applications, figuring out things. Maybe internship type thing. And then a North Node. This just talks about if you're afraid to go do something because you don't think you could do it right now, maybe give it a try. It's very positive. Maybe kind of figure out where you want to go with your schooling, and maybe try to find something that's going to enrich your studies. Oh, hello. How are you? I haven't heard from you in a while. How you been? I'm drawing my skull so I can do my baby next. I've seen this really cute baby sketch. I've never drawn a baby. I'm just putting green in the background here because I like things with color. I think all you guys know I like things with color. But I'm leaving the skull just like it is. I'm just doing background color because I think that if I messed with this sketch, I think I would take away the integrity of it. But I think background color would look nice. But I think if I messed with it too much, it would be bad. So I'm leaving it just like this and just start rub around this way. Just rub this in there just to make it pop out nice. I think green would look nice for the background color. There. Oh yeah. Maybe put it in again. I didn't think I seen it. And there's really no one else on the stream right now, so just go ahead and put it in again and I'll grab it second. I just didn't see it, that's all. Alright, Blamika, will you get a government job in insurance sector for 2000? Okay, look at you. You're right, you're making big moves, Blamika. I'm proud of you. Making big moves in life is good. But yeah, I'm waiting for it. Just put it on again, the second question, because I got to go all the way up there, and then if I get another question. Oh, between you and Ahmed. All right. Oh, okay. Maybe that's why I was thinking of babies. I don't know. Sometimes just things come in my head. Maybe I was. I just seen a really cute baby with a near a pumpkin. And I was trying to think of what I need to draw to get good to draw on that baby. Maybe I gave you some inspiration. Who knows? But yeah, I'll get you right after about her government, Blamika's government job. All right. Now, your government job is in a waxing moon. And this is talking about when energy starts gaining strength, which is good. This is good when in that kind of sector because it means you're being seen and you got things going on and it'll be a better outcome. You're surrounded by a super moon with that, and it's just talk about how you're just emotional because you really want to get it. And I get it. I get it a lot because you got things going on in your life and you want to get a good job in a nice house and things like that. And you also got a fixed moon. A fixed moon just means delays. So, okay. But yeah, it literally talks about how it doesn't mean bad, it just means to try to hold on to it and let it gain momentum, and it just means delays. I do see you getting it, but there's going to be a delay. That's what I'm seeing. Maybe it's for the best. Sometimes when things get delayed, it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes if you get it too soon, it could be bad circumstances also. I'm picking up maybe a month or two delay. I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could get by. I mean, if you have to, you could just get another job before you get that job. I mean, there's always that in between job. I mean, I know it's not what you want to hear, but you know, All right. You want to know between you and Ahmed when you were. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I was thinking about trying to have a baby once I get all this through and get. And all that for my husband, too. So maybe it's this baby month. But yeah, I'm going to probably do the baby when I come on next. I think now that I'm able to execute this skull. Oh, you're fine. You always could come back. All right. All right, now let me get you an Ahmed on. Yeah, babies. It's hard to predict babies because that is always with the light. It's not something from the past. It's something that's created. So that's why it's hard to predict or get accurate readings on babies. Babies literally come from the one, the creator. So it's really hard to even sometimes pinpoint because the one that I like to call God, the one that creates life and the portal and everything, that was the one that lets you know when that person when they're ready. So you could get clues sometimes, but you will never fully know. It's always a happy surprise. All right, you and Ahmed are in a full moon in Aries. A full moon in Aries just means moving quickly. That always doesn't have to mean war, but this just means it's moving quickly with fire. And it doesn't mean that fire's bad. It just the fire means he feels something for you. Love. Love is a fire. It's always love and war is always fires when you think about them in a spiritual sense. So he loves you very deeply, a lot. And I'm picking up what's around that is a new moon in Libra. And it's almost like his feelings for you have gotten stronger. And it started a stronger romantic cycle on top of that. So, this is a very good sign. And then there's a new moon in Sagittarius also. And this always talks about luck. I feel that since the new moon in Sagittarius on there and with the baby possibility and stuff, I very well see that there is a chance of a baby being born of such a union. When you see a fire like that, a baby can be created. So I do see a baby, possibly. Usually, if you don't see fires when you're doing a reading, there's not a possibility. But I believe that the one might allow you to have a baby. I mean, sometimes I think the one, at times, I don't like to insult the one, but sometimes I wonder why some people get pregnant. And some people don't when they're great parents, but that's not for me to decide. And I know I need to stay in my own lane with some things like that because sometimes the one doesn't like when you get in the business too much. But I do see a possible union with a baby that could happen because there's a fire. Fires always ignite life or death. And in your case, it's possible life. So, yes, that's generally the way that goes. I just like green. That's why I'm putting this for my background shading. Shading never ends for me, folks. I shade and I'm obsessed with being a perfect shader. Alright, right in here, I'm going to put this in here like that. I feel it makes things look better. Just certain parts of this having that little slate green tint to it. Not all of it, just certain pieces of it. Alright. Oh, yeah, I got your yearly exam. Hang on. I'm just finishing this up. Alright. Yeah, I'm sorry. I be getting involved with my skull. When I come back, the baby's coming. I feel like I got confidence with the baby. The baby sketch. Alright. You have a new moon in Taurus for your exam, which is good. New moon in Taurus always does signify prosperity, but it does signify goals also. I do see a high grade on your exam. Honestly, it's going to take, I do see you got a lot of studying you've been doing and stuff, so I do see you passing this exam with a little bit of flair, so where it's not at the bottom or anything, but I don't see it being completely to the top, but it's not a bad grade. Then we got disseminating moon, and that's just telling you to relax and don't stress out yourself so much. Find something to relieve your stress. Maybe you could draw skulls or babies. Laugh out loud. I'm just making a art joke here. But yeah, art will help you for real. But anyways, then you also have a full moon Aquarius. And this just talks about, it usually says the letting the world see you, but letting the world see what you could do. Having confidence in how, with your crafts and your talents. So I do see you passing the exam with very good grades. And I do see you getting a good career through all this also. But yeah. Alright. I think I got you, Amon, didn't I? Oh, yeah, everybody doesn't deserve a baby, Amon. They don't. There's people in here where I live, they're on drugs and they have these babies, and there's people like me and my husband that would like to have a baby and we can't, and I might have to go to fertility doctor. And there's some people that have babies, don't want them, they're mean to their babies, and they end up having to give up their babies. But I don't know. I don't question God. I really try not to. Tell about your hair color. Oh, me? I'm in my 50s. I'm 51. Yeah, I actually dyed my hair purple. Yeah, my husband's a little bit younger and he doesn't have any children. We were thinking about adopting, maybe, possibly, if I can get enough money from VA and all this stuff with my dad. Or just something of that sort. But the thing is a long time ago, I did die, and I'm not. That's a God's honest truth. And they did experimental drugs on me. So, and when they did experimental drugs on me, it took me 20 years back. So, I've had extremely good health, and the doctors told me that I was the one of the 20 people they were giving it to in America. This stuff. And it was actually a doctor from India that gave me this drugs, and I had to sign paperwork because it was still in testing. He said if I survived, I would live 20 years longer. This is what he says. So, and out of all my friends, they got heart problems and everything. My heart's in perfect shape. They said I would be good to have a baby. So I have mad love for India. I'll tell you that. India doctors are great. They really are. I mean, I've actually I'm healthier ever since I got sick and ate that steak that was bad because of Dr. Mystery that was from India. If it wasn't for him doing research on that drug, I wouldn't be healthy at all. So, if we can't adopt, we were trying to think to see if we could go do that way. We would love to adopt. I would love to get a child a chance of a good home once I get this house and everything. But we'll see. In America, you got to have a lot of money to adopt a child. You got to be rich. But then when they want you to spend all this money. Thing is, they throw them out on the streets when they're 18, and they end up becoming drug addicts and stuff because they don't even help them go to college or get any path in life. And these guys are homeless. They end up getting trafficked, and we torture our own people. We do. So, would you a head shave? No, I'm keeping my hair. You're funny. You funny. No, I don't think I would look good bald. I actually cut my hair really short and I've been doing hair treatments. So I have been trying that and my hair treatment's been working. And I am finally done. I think I got the perfect skull. That is what I need. Now I could come back after my break and do a baby. Let me see. Let me get crystals. Stuff here. Is there anything you can tell me that's coming through that you see? Sure, I can do that. Would a head shave? Oh my god, no. I don't know. I had my hair really short when I damaged my hair. Oh, you're funny. I don't know. I don't think I could go in the nursing home hairless. I don't know. They would think I lost my mind. I think all the residents would probably end up yelling at me, so I don't think I could be doing all that. But I will keep it in mind if it gets popular. I know Sinead O'Connor did it when I was younger, and I think Britney Spears did it, but I'm not a celebrity, so I don't think that people that aren't celebrities get it looks cool when they do things like that. I'm nowhere near a celebrity at all. All right, you are Crystal Roberts. Okay, I got that name now. Good. All right, you're in a first quarter moon, and this talks about commitment being tested. There's someone out there watching your moves, seeing if you're being real with them. And I feel it's romantic. I do. I feel like it's some kind of romantic partner out there, but they're not telling you. Then you have a new moon in Aries surrounding you. And this talks about taking action, checking your surroundings. Then you got a balsamic moon, and this talks about for healing. I feel you've been through a lot of difficult situations in your life, and you just need to heal and get to know your inner self. And when you do that, you evolve and you take your energy to new lengths. So that's what I'm getting for you, Crystal. That's what I see for you. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab some lunch. Take Chong around the block to probably do his other little poop, the dog star. And I'll be back and I'm going to be drawing the baby because this turned out halfway decent. Since this turned out halfway decent, I think me and the sketching of the baby might go well because this was not the easiest thing to do. So I think I'm ready for the baby sketch. And oh, you're welcome, Crystal. And thank you for joining the chat. I do enjoy having people. And everybody be kind and be humanitarians and be, and watch yourselves and all that kind of stuff. And I'll be back.